What's up, guys? So today we're looking at a ridiculous knife. This is the Kansept Knives XL Korvid. Pretty popular design, actually. They have a regular one, they have a mini, and they have the XL. The XL it's a beast. It's a beast of a knife. I mean, I got big old fat hands, and this thing is huge. I probably should have grabbed some other knives for some comparison, but it's a big boy. It's fat, right? So the topic of the video, it's not necessarily about this specific knife. I've had this for probably a year and a half, 2 years or so. I just recently carried it again. I've carried it in the past before. I'll tell you a quick story, and that's what kind of leads me into the whole point of this video and the subject. It's about like ridiculous, outlandish knives like this. I think this is kind of a ridiculous, outlandish knife. It's just big for no reason. It is pretty cool. I do like the flat top obviously doubles as a pry bar, so for all you guys out there that love to pry with your knives, hey, they're tools, I'll pry with it, I'll do what I want. I get it, this is one you should probably check out. It is actually angled, right? It's cut on both sides on an angle. I kind of wish it was a little thinner so it could be more versatile for lighter prying. You know what I'm saying? The thinner it is, you can get really into stuff and do what you have to do. But obviously, if you're doing some heavier duty prying, the thicker the better, right? So let me get that to focus, but yeah, I mean, it would definitely help to be a pry bar without having to worry about snapping a tip off because there is no traditional tip. This does become the tip, and you can use that as a tip, right? Even though it's flat on the top, we still very much have something you can pierce with. You come in on an angle, so it's totally fine to rip open boxes and stuff like that. Obviously, massive cleaver blade. This one is a liner lock. Bunch of ways to open this. There is a flipper tab on the back, which is always super fun. Flip your knives out. There is a big old finger choil, like a fat finger choil. I don't care how big your hands are. You've got room in there to put part of your finger anyway. So you really choke up on this. Jipping on the back is completely useless, but I'm okay with it. It's just too big, wide, and rounded to really grip anything. It just kind of tickles my thumb. You can use the ambidextrous thumb studs on here if you wanted to open it that way. But if you do prefer the thumb studs, I would recommend not using them at all, because if you come down here, we have a fuller or channel on both sides, all right? And you can just use your thumb anywhere on there. It grips pretty easy, right? The D10 is not super strong. It's not going to shake out on accident easily, but it's light enough where you can just use your thumb to grab down here, so it's even easier to, you know, open that one-handed. If you wanted, let's say, you don't want to flip it open fast, but, you know, if you have this knife, you're probably not too worried about getting attention anyway. That'll lead me into my story in a minute. But if you want to go slow, like I said, instead of thumb studs, which are a little bit awkward, you can just use that fuller and slowly open it to lock it. You can also, because of this massive size, do a little handle drop. So you just basically pinch the blade, and with your middle finger, you just push the handle away. By pushing it away, it just opens. That's it. And then you can, you know, proceed to make your cuts. It's just kind of fun. You don't have to really even swing this down. Like cold steel style, you could do that. I do that with some of the bigger ones where you swing that handle open. But in this case, again, if you just push away, once it goes past the D10, the weight of this handle wants it to drop. Do you know what I'm saying? So it drops open and locked. You can actually make a fine cut with the same grip you have, or you can kind of change your grip, one-handed or not. So yeah, it's just kind of a fun, different way to open that. But anyway, the whole point here is to talk about beastly knives. Now, in the future, I will do an update video showing all of my, you know, big boy cold steel knives, because those are some of my favorite knives ever. They're just awesome. This one isn't big so much in like length. This doesn't have, it's not a folding knife with a ridiculous, you know, 6-inch, 7-inch, 8-inch, 9-inch blade, but it's just fat. And what's really interesting, let's see, do I have this flat around me? I have this, actually. This is a little drone that I've been playing around with from Holy Stone. It's actually super fun. I'm not sure if I'll get a chance to do it's totally random, but not sure if I'll get a chance to do a full review on it anytime soon, but we'll see. But anyway, the point is I wanted to flat edge to show you, like, this is, it's like, wow, such a big, oversized built knife, right? If I just go like this, now we have a regular folder. Do you know what I'm saying? Obviously, the handle shape's a little weird. But that's it. We have just a normal type blade. It just happens to be wide, right? It's like if you take your normal, everyday pocket knife and you double the width on it, that's what we have here. Essentially, our cutting blade, or cutting edge, is still just a cutting edge. Doesn't matter how wide this is. This could be this wide or this wide. It doesn't matter. It could be 5 feet long. You're only cutting on this side. So that's my whole point. But they work fine. Even though it's big and crazy looking, it's just as functional as any other pocket knife, right? It just happens to be fun. That's the thing with these big knives, they're just fun to me. And I'm curious how many people actually EDC these. You guys know I EDC everything from the teeniest, tiniest little pocket knife, right, to crazy big knives. I love it all for different reasons. I'll tell you a quick story. Recently in carrying this, I never, needed to use it really in public, so I didn't get any attention. But when I first got this, the first week I carried it, I was at a grocery store. No, I'm sorry. I was at a TJ Maxx with my wife. And when we go to some place like that, Marshall's, TJ Maxx, that kind of a deal, I do a beeline right to the little snack aisle. Maybe because I'm a big boy, maybe because I just like their gourmet snacks. It's not always snacks. Sometimes I'll look at spices and things like that. But yeah, I do a beeline right over there because I don't care about the clothing. I don't care about the jewelry. I don't want to look in the crappy little men's section with the overpriced socks and the hats that don't fit me. So I do that. I look at the spices and the weird hot sauces and the snacks and stuff, right? So nothing was there. And then my second go-to at those type of stores is to look at the glassware. For some reason, I have an obsession with glasses. Like, I love different rocks glasses and, like, fancy drinking glasses. So I'm always looking at that kind of stuff. And they had a box of 4 rocks glasses, like Scotch glasses. And they had a different pattern on them. They were real crystal. And it was a 4-pack, but the box only showed one of the glasses. So I was curious. Are the other ones in there? Are they broken? What do they look like? Are they matching? So this particular box had, like, a little clear piece of, like, round tape that held it shut. So I have to check it out. I'm the guy at the store that's opening stuff up to look at it. Now, I will tell you, if I'm opening a package at a store that I'm looking at a product I'm looking to purchase, I am very courteous. I don't just rip open the box and go, oh, no, I don't want this, and throw it back. It doesn't matter how involved the packaging is. I will put it exactly how I found it. I will not ruin anything because I'm considerate to the next customer. Like, if I don't want to buy this, and most times I don't, that's why I'm opening it to look at things and go, nah. Sometimes I'll get it, sometimes I won't. But if I open a package or something, I'll put it back exactly how it is because someone else might want to buy it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not like some jerk just cutting stuff open and, who cares, and throw back in the wrong spot on the shelf, all disarray. That's not me. So I open it very carefully. I take out this exact knife. I cut the little tape very carefully. And while I'm doing this, I look over, and there's an older woman, and she's staring at me because I have this ridiculous massive knife. Now, the question is, does it matter what kind of knife I have? If I had a tiny little, Victorinox Sac Classic or something, and I was just doing a little cut in there, is she looking at me because I have this giant folding meat cleaver? Or is she looking at me just because I'm cutting open a package and it looks like I'm stealing something? I don't really know, but I'm going to guess it's because of this ridiculous looking knife. All right, so it got maybe a little unwanted attention. It didn't lead to anything. She was kind of staring, and I noticed she was looking and gave her a smile, and she walked away. That was pretty much it. And I proceeded to look at the glasses, and it turns out on the inside, the one glass was actually chipped. And that is why I check. That's why I look. And I suggest you do the same thing as long as you're nice and courteous. And if you don't want to purchase that item, put it all back how you found it, nice and easy. Don't rip or tear the box anywhere. Use your knife, which you probably should be carrying. Cut the tape if there's tape, whatever, and put it back. And it's kind of funny. Sometimes when I'm at the store, my wife will, she'll make jokes because if I'm looking at something, I'm not talking about opening packages, but like, let's say, I don't know, I have a salt shaker. Let's say I'm looking at the, or grinder. Let's say I grab something off the shelf, I look at it. Yeah, this is cool. How's this work? All right, cool. And if I go to buy it, I don't buy the one I'm looking at. I always have to grab a fresh one. That's what I say. I got to grab a fresh one. So I grab the one behind it and I put that one back. Because I assume that everyone plays with the one that's up front. I don't know why. It's maybe a character flaw of mine, but that's what I do. So if I'm looking at something, I got to get a fresh one. Unless, in that case, I'm opening a package or something, then I'll take the one I've already, somewhat damaged, I suppose. That's one way to look at it. Even though I'm not damaging anything, I am opening a sealed package, and when you're buying something, you probably want it to be sealed. But again, I'm glad I did. In that particular case, I ended up not buying the glasses because one of them was chipped. So, point of the video, do you carry these ridiculous knives? Some people just collect them, they're cool, whatever. Totally functional. Just because it's big and ridiculous looking, has a nice little sharp edge, has somewhat of a point, can dig in, works fine. That's it. I like stuff like this because it's, I mean, there's definitely a gimmick. There's a novelty. It's a pain in the butt to carry. The pocket clip actually works totally fine, but you can see how wide this profile is. I mean, I can't, if this is in my pocket, like my regular front right pocket, I can't carry anything else in that pocket. That's it. It's this knife, and that's all I got. So, yeah, interesting. Let me know if you carry this exact knife. There's probably 24 or 36 different designs for the Korvid in all sizes. I think the regular size obviously is the most popular. I've seen ones that have watermelon patterns on them, like literally looks like a watermelon, all kinds of different colors. I saw one, it was a, I'm not even kidding, you can look at a dealer site or look this up. Look up a Kansept, it's K-A-N-C-E-P-T, Korvid, K-O-R-V-I-D, XL, or XL Korvid, whatever. Actually, I'm not even sure if it's XL, but anyway, the point is on the handle, the design is like a parent-child love thing. And what I mean by that is that there's an adult fist giving like a fist bump to a tiny little hand. It's super cute. You know, it's like father-son type deal. I mean, it could be women. I suppose it'd be a mom-daughter. That's nothing wrong with that. But generally speaking, it's probably like a dad who has a little boy or something, or a little girl. And you're like, yeah, you know what? That's my best friend right there. And just the fist bump. Super cool. What a random design for a knife handle. But hey, if that's your thing, Kansept got your back. They got that design. I've never seen that on a knife before. But anyway, so that's all. Let me know if you have this knife, but if you don't have this exact knife, let me know if you do love to carry big, ridiculous folding knives. Now, fixed blades, that's a whole different thing. You can have a big old fixed blade, and it's somewhat normal depending on your situation and what you're doing. But folding knives, generally speaking, smaller, daintier, convenient, in the pocket, out of the way. These big guys here. I mean, there was a really big surge of like oversized folders that were super, super popular for a couple of years straight, where just people were just buying, everyone was making thicker and bigger and crazier looking knives over and over again. And that war might be settling down at this point, but there's no shortage of monster folding knives. So I'm just curious, you guys carrying using these? Are you just collecting them, or are you completely just passing? I love it. I love it all. I am the cutlery lover. This is cutlery, so therefore I love it. That's all. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I'll see you tomorrow with a brand new video. Take care.